It's your boy Bleeves. Everybody listen up. Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket. That crypto wallet. That bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 I'm always right.
What is going on, everybody? I hope you're having a great evening. My name is Bleeves. This is Bedtime with Bleeves, where I'm going to tuck you in with, I guess, whatever's left of cryptocurrency since it's all dead now, since everything has just fallen apart at the seams, since we've lost all of our edge, we've lost everything. Crypto is just a crater right now, a sinkhole from which there is no return. I'm just kidding. We're about to start pumping again. For those of you that don't know, the Fed today, like a real jackass, the Fed came out today. Jerome Powell came to the mic and started, doing his, my palms are sweaty and I got fucking to eat the spaghetti or whatever it was that he does. I don't know exactly what it is that he does. But the point is, he came out. T Bear has become a member of the channel. Thank you so much for joining the channel. I appreciate you very much. Anyway, Jerome Powell comes up to the mic and he starts on with that it might be up to 2 years before they pause the rate hikes. Now, was that to scare the market? Maybe a little bit. Might have been, it might have been kind of telegraphed just a bit. And with the idea being that perhaps what they were looking to do is create create this nervous sort of sentiment in the market, create this bad feeling in the market, create that that feeling, and it worked. And then here's what happened: people stopped buying. And if you stop buying for just a second, if you just say for a few minutes, you know what? Maybe I'm just going to wait and I'm going to see how the market plays out. You know what happens then? Then you end up getting what we like to call screwed, because that gives you the opening and the opportunity that you need for your project to get dunked on. And that's what you see happening to Bitcoin right there, which, by the way, let's go to the day chart because it's just too beautiful to miss. Where did it go? Now, it did break out of my channel, so I feel like that parabolic cycle might be ended. This is the one day it did break out. So, and it went right through the resistance line, did catch right here at the bottom of this descending channel. And what does that mean? That means we still got some upside to come. Not only do we have some upside to come, but what, if you had to guess, and you could just pick one guess, what number? Jonathan, we'll get into that little piece of shit. Aaron Kaplan is that turd's name, and we'll get into that in just 1 second. He's just a bought and paid for shill for the SEC because he's also an attorney, by the way, in the state of New York, working for Prometheum. He's actually one of the co-founders of Prometheum, along with his mom and his dad and his sister / wife, whatever. But what's going on, really? If you had to guess, put it in chat, by the way. What do you think this prediction is going to be? There is a prediction. And it's one of the guys that we also always talk about. It's Jesus Christ, I can't remember what his name is. We're going to see in just a second. But what do you think he said the next big target for Bitcoin is? And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my God, I can't believe nobody's putting it in here. By the way, hit the like button on your way in if you haven't already. The answer, Maddie, you got to come out here and tell me. Come on, Maddie. Let's get in here, by the way. What's going on, Maddie? What's going on, Kai? Richard in the house. Philip in the house. What is going on? Juicy in the house. Joni Metcalf is here. Jonathan Nelson's here. So Prometheum is just an SEC approved company that thinks everything is a security. And look, you toe the line. You do the thing that you do for whoever it is that pays your bill. And even if they don't directly pay your bill, you know where the money comes from. Like, for example, when you get a bunch of donations and you're in the government and you're getting tons and tons and tons of donations, do you know what you do? You look at the chart and you say, well, who is giving me all these donations? And you see, oh, yeah, a bunch of banks are giving me donations. And what do? I vote yes for banks. That's the way that it works. That's how this whole game is played. So, we'll see. Jotaro, effing Daniel, already says that holding strong in this bleeding market. He's talking about Jotaro. PS5 future of gaming was 24,850 the low, or is there more downside? Thanks. But I think that look, anything can happen in this market, but you have to consider exactly what happened and why something like that might have happened. And I think that the answer is that this was an opportunity. That was an opportunity for everybody to slow down. And here's what happened. Everybody stopped and said, oh God, here's what's going on. The crypto market is crashing. Why is all this happening? I want to watch what's going on with the Fed. And you know what they did? They took advantage of it. And what did I say? I put out a tweet earlier and I said, very specifically, as a matter of fact, let's pull it up. This is my goddamn genius here. And we'll flip over to this here. So we'll do this one. There was a thing that came out. I was looking at it and I was like, oh God, you know what's going to happen? This is going to get wrecked, by the way. So Ben, Grumpy, Volt. There you go. While trading the FOMC, remember, the goal of all whales right now is to wreck longs and short. That's why you'll see big moves and reversals. Play along or watch your shit get wrecked, or best practice, stay sidelined for a bit. That's what I told you guys a few hours ago as this stuff was getting ready to happen, and as Jerome was getting ready to take the mic and do his thing. Now, the whole idea behind it when he was doing that was they wanted you to get nervous. And when you slowed down your buying because you were paying attention, that's when they attacked, and that's when they sold off, because Jerome Powell gave them the ammunition that they needed. And remember, the one person doesn't move this market at one time. There's some market makers, and if I were to say that in a chat with a bunch of millionaires, they'd be like, oh, I don't think so. Well, actually, institutionally speaking, most of these guys don't have enough to be real market movers. Like if you dump 5,000 Bitcoin, it's going to move the market. Of course it's going to move the market. If you move 10,000 Bitcoin, of course it's going to move the market for a few minutes. It takes a lot more than what we're talking about in order to really move this market. So, when you're saying it, you have to have a coordinated effort. And look, the market did exactly the opposite of what everybody was looking for, because what did we hear? We heard the magic number. Hey, the Fed's going to pause the rate hikes. So what's everybody looking to do? Everybody's looking like, we mooning, dog, we mooning. And everybody's everything's about to pump, right? And what did it do? The exact opposite. And then where did we go? We came down here and we were able to just grab a little bit more of that liquidity that I told you guys that we still need. Now, we're still not at the area where we've grabbed enough really to make a concerted move. However, to answer the long-standing question from all of you who were out here saying, I wonder what that number is going to be, right? And Valkyrie Investments say that Bitcoin price could rally to 37,000. Let me rephrase that. Let me say it again. Bitcoin price could rally to 37,000, says Valkyrie Investments amid throwback pattern. Guys, when that happens, I want you to share this, and I want you to make sure that everybody knows that you heard it first, not from this asshole at Valkyrie Investments. You heard it from the most believable man in crypto. You heard it from me first. You heard it from me. I've been telling you this for a long time, that this was the next step and that this was coming. And guess what? Here we are. And now they're starting to talk about it, and more and more and more people are starting to talk about this reversal and this big move for Bitcoin, which is the next step. Because we're in a difficult market, but China, Russia, everybody is starting to move on cryptocurrency. And what they're doing is they're freezing out the United States. While all of this stuff is happening in the United States and all this frustration is mounting, everybody else is starting to move on it, because guess what? They're able to buy the dip, and that's going to create FOMO in the American market, and the American market is going to start pumping crypto because they're going to want it. Nobody's going to want to be left behind. So we're about to see a nice little run. At least I think that's what's getting ready to happen. We're about to see a nice little run on cryptocurrency. So let's get into a little bit more of this. Pre-market trading sideways. Nothing going down. Wait a minute. I thought we were nervous because it could take 2 years, right? This has already been priced in. That's the whole thing. We just got caught flat-footed by a bunch of people at the last minute. Now, then you look over here and you see that everything is at 1.02 trillion, 33 billion in volume. Jesus is up 123%. So you can put that in your pipe. And I mean, I don't know if you're allowed to smoke it. I mean, I assume Jesus with the hippie hair and all that kind of shit, probably a smoker. But we don't know. I mean, well, we'll see. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. What he does on his spare time, there's a book about that shit, right? So anyway, Bitcoin sinks below 25,000. Altcoins tumble. Investors shrug off Fed rate hike pause, and they say they shrug it off. This is not really what happened. What really happened is that they just paused for a second as they listened to what he was saying, and then the bears took advantage of it, and boom. So listen to this. Listen to this. Not only that, here's the next article. This is not the same article, by the way. Still, indicator was pointing bullishly. A price pattern called throwback has emerged on the Bitcoin daily chart that could recharge bulls' engines for a rally towards 37,000. So look, the 37,000 is still on the table. People are starting to pick up that that's what's going on here, right? Bitcoin dips below 25,000 while the world's most successful tech CEOs remain bullish. And if one of these guys says 37,000, I'm like, God damn it. Anyway, and we're not going to talk about that, but I mean, this is Michael Saylor remains bullish. Tim Cook, bullish. Eric Schmidt, bullish. Jack Dorsey, bullish. Elon Musk, bullish. They all think that Bitcoin is about to rip or run, or at least they're still bullish on the future of Bitcoin. Now let's move on to some of the market things that have been happening in the last little while. Whale alert, 2,156 Bitcoin valued at 54 million was transferred from an unknown wallet to Coinbase, and that happened at 6:24 p.m. Looking at the chart over here, 6:24 p.m. I don't know that they made any moves. That's 6:24. So right here, we're looking that somebody in this little region right here is looking to offload to Coinbase, and we don't see any offloading being done. So I think maybe they might be looking at the price saying, you know what, we're in a reversal here. I think that we're probably going to push back up. Now, if you remember, by the way, let's go back over here and we look right here and we see we had this big dip that came down, and we are minting, by the way, we're heading down, obviously, right? And we're going through this parallel channel, hoping for a breakout to the upside. But it has to be said, every time we find a level here and we pump a little bit, we get rejected, we come back down, then we create this new low. But this new low is really just kind of trending us around, and we're continuing to test these areas, right? So what the next step is if this plays out, by the way, just look at the chart right now and see that this is the same thing that's happening right here. So if we just consider for a second that this is happening back over here, and we just consider for a second that this is what's going on right now, and we put that right in our place, then we can see that the rejection is going to come at about 26,803. Now that does suck, because that puts me, remember, I went into a long at 27,000. So now I'm sitting on a long at 27,000 waiting to see if we can't get a nice little run. and I'm down about $2,000 on that right now. So, but we're not going to liquidate it yet. We're not going to set a stop loss on it. It was only a couple $100, so we'll see how it plays out. And I think it was only like either 5 or 10x. So it's heavy, but it's not ridiculous. So, and I think the stop loss on it is like 24.4, and I think that there's probably some room to run for a little while. So, we'll see if this happens to break. And if it does break, we're going to get as close to we're going to get as close to 27,000 as I think we can reasonably get. And then I'm probably just going to take the loss right there at a smaller high. If we get to 26.5, I'm going to be looking at it thinking, maybe it'll pump just a little bit more. But I do think that we'll hit this channel top one more time, right? So if we hit that channel top one more time or get close to it, like right up here at that 27.3, then I'm going to be kind of break even. And then I'm going to short the shit out of it. Maybe. I don't know. It depends on how the market looks over the next little while. But that was moved over there. Then you have this right here. The plan since April has been to buy back Bitcoin at 25,000. And this is Income Sharks who've been talking about this since April right here. Bitcoin almost back down to the level I was selling. Twitter was getting too bullish above 30,000. Sell when they get loud and buy when they get quiet. Now would be a much more logical place to start scaling in, but I'm still sticking to my plan of 25,000. Where do we end up today? 25,000, especially seeing everyone get bullish at 30K. So now we've got people that are starting to DCA their way back in because it's hit the goal area of 25,000, which is the bounce spot. Then you have this $50 million in USDT was just transferred from the Tether treasury to Bitfinex. Now, do you remember what was announced by Tether? And what they announced was they were going to be buying Bitcoin. So they're probably going to be buying about 2,000 Bitcoin sometime pretty soon. And it could be, by the way, that on these candles right here, that what's the time on that? Let's get back here. 3:59. So at 3:59 right here, that means that this candle right here was likely Tether buying a couple thousand Bitcoin and trying to help start a sort of reversal on the price, maybe. So if that's the case, thanks. And then finally, Crypto Rover. This is the final capitulation before Bitcoin will explode. And listen, I and Crypto Rover, guys, I could make an entire 2-hour thing of Crypto Rover saying the same thing, and then the exact opposite an hour later, and then the same thing again an hour later, and then the exact opposite an hour later, all day long. He goes back and forth all day long. So it was funny, though, that he said this is the final capitulation before Bitcoin will explode. It might be. I don't know if that's the case or not. But now let's get in. I do think that we are having a problem with DEX tools. Been having a problem with DEX tools for a little while tonight. So it does look like it's continuing. So Ben did have a nice little pump, by the way. Was running pretty well. Don't know if it's going to continue. Down 1% right now, as you can see right here, 66.89. It's there's still a little bit of fight right here in the price. It is in this little gray zone, so I'm hoping that we bounce off of it and start making our way back up, because this 8,000 has to be retested, or it's probably going to be, we're going to probably be heading lower. But I should point out here that this, if I carry this out just a little bit further, then guess what happens? We are still on that channel. So we did have a breakout, so we're going to have to take this one away because we did confirm that there is a breakout now happening, and we are headed back up. Now, remember, as with anything that's heading up, it will come back down at some point. So hopefully it will come back down way later than right now. We're going to have to see how the Asian market, we're going to have to see how the European market, we're going to have to see how all these markets respond to what's going on in the market. Not really sure how they're going to feel. It gets a little wonky sometimes when this starts to happen. You know what I mean? So I think what we're looking at, if you just kind of take for granted that these lines kind of tell you or give you at least an idea of which direction you're going. And by the way, there's not a whole lot of bot buying on MEXC trading, so we can expect that if this channel plays out for as long as it can play out, then we could be in the drop a zero category. And if you remember, Ben did say that he has 3 catalysts that he wants to release this week. So it's potential for Ben to have a nice little run. Now, let's come down here and let's look at Volt, because Volt, my God, all of you guys have been shit talking Volt. Oh, man. So look, you can still shit talk Volt. I'm not saying that anything has really fundamentally changed, but there was no fundamental problem to begin with, other than they changed to a zero tax token. Anytime you do that, something you get a little bit. Things change. I mean, that's all you can say. But if you come up here and you look at Volt, Jesus fucking Christ, I don't even know which one it is now. All right, let's go with this one. Yeah, here we go. All right, so this is the Volt chart right now. So for the last, I want to say, what is this? When it hit that bottom, and I don't know. By the way, I just like to say hit that bottom. So it hit that bottom. That's 40%. So you're gonna be at 38% from where that bottom did get hit. So trading at 48.18 right now on Uniswap. 48.29, still pumping, by the way, over here on MEXC. So I want to say that I don't know that a real reversal's underway. I did make a post about this on Twitter today, and I said, you're gonna have to bust through 4,000, which was right here, and use 4,000 for a couple more hours before you can really confirm any sort of breakout. And then we had the break down, but then it pumped real fast right back up. So it looks like we are having a little bit of a breakout on Volt. Now, problem is, I don't know how hot and how fast it's going to run, or for how long that will continue. So, it could be that we're just getting a nice little pump right now, and it might not mean very much. But on the other hand, we should point out this. This is what the chart looks like right now. 19 million in volume on this, dead token, as the haters keep saying. So you're getting a nice little run right now from Volt, hitting that lower low. I think about 3,800 was about the low, right? So what does it mean? And here's the thing. I don't know that it means anything yet. We really have to see this play out for a little bit longer. And this right here, we'll have to get rid of that. This does represent resistance right here at 5,000. So we're going to be seeing how it handles 5,000, if it even reaches 5,000, by the way. That's not confirmed. We don't know that it will or will not. So we'll have to see how this kind of plays out. And then once it does, can it get up into one of these over here, right there at this horizontal line? This level right there is going to be, and Jesus Christ, I want logarithmic. Do I want auto? Yeah, I want auto here. All right, so I don't like that logarithmic. Let's do that. And then doesn't this by the way, Defined is a nice platform. Doesn't really like all these long ass numbers. So 48.32. And then this right here is located at coordinate 5. So I don't know. We'll only be using this until it starts to work again. But we need to break through 5. If it breaks through 5, then you got the next big area of resistance right around 60 something, right up here. I don't know what that exact number is, but we're going to have a little bit of resistance, and there's going to be a little bit of fighting along the way. But again, here's the thing. Here's the benefit that you have if you're holding Volt right now. There's only about 4,500 people who've converted their tokens over. So it might be easy to make it run, because all of that money is just sitting idle right now and nobody's doing anything about it. So when we get DEX tools fixed, we'll have a little more detail. As a matter of fact, you know what we could use? We could use DEX Screener. All right, so then we can on DEX Screener. I feel like I have a login for this shit right here. See what it looks like over here. 2.2 million liquidity. That's going to be the one right there. All right, so 40-30. Yeah, here we go. So now we're in now we're in business. We're going to move that down here. We're going to pull this out just a little bit more. We're going to go to a 1 hour chart because it'll be a little easier. Now 48.95. There's the resistance right there. 5100. Basically, 5100 is going to be the resistance area if we can break through 48, which really. Actually, maybe 48 is going to be the resistance right here. So if we break through this, then the next move is to 51 and then 6,000. I mean, you know, there's going to be a little bit of resistance along the way. Really, it's going to be, is there an attractive reason for people to buy? And if there's an attractive reason for people to buy, then Volt will start to run and we'll start to see a nice little pump happening right now on Volt. But I mean, it's going to take some people shilling the product, getting out there, letting people know, and then, you know, there's going to have to be, by the way, it should be noted that I haven't looked at the Volt, the official Volt. So let's see what they have out here. Is there anything? The Volt Arnie keeps on volting. VDSC floor is getting volted. So the Volted Dragon Sailors Club floor is now 0.65. So something's going on. There is some positivity out there. So maybe we'll start to see some kind of little bit of a reversal. And yeah, so just dunked on a little bit, but that's only on MEXC. That may not happen over here on Uniswap. But so, I mean, shit, I guess we're out of stuff because we don't. Actually, Paul, I'm pretty. 4chan has not come down to the level where I wanted it to come down for me to ape in, and there's absolutely no way. I don't like my risk very high right now. Thank you for making a comment, Melissa. Appreciate that. And by the way, hit the like button on your way in. But to answer you, Paul, thank you for the $5 bomb. I think it's 4chan, by the way, not 4chat. But I've been a big fan of it so far. If you guys know Dojebud, she reached out to me a couple days ago, and you know, we started talking about getting into it, and I said, you know, it's just too rich for my blood. I'm like, I'm not going to get in at the level that it was at because it just didn't make any sense. I would be up at the top, and I just don't like buying something at the top. It does. You know, it just makes me real uncomfortable to be in that position because like the one thing that we're in a market right now which is part bearish, part bullish, and I don't want to get I don't want to get into something too high with too much capital because it's just a recipe for getting wrecked. But let me point out over here and present right here what you see right now. This is 4chan, by the way. What we were doing originally was this was pumping up here right in this little area right here. And we were about 5,000. And she said, hey, what do you think of this? And I want to say it was the 13th, Sunday. Yeah, so Sunday. So then she was like, what do you think of this? And I was like, you know, I mean, it might run, but it looks like we're kind of at the top right now. It ran a little bit more. So if I had put in over here, that would have been about a 60% run if I had taken the profit off of it. Then it dumped back down. And then I had told her when we were doing this that I thought that this was going to be the pivot point. So, oh, God. I need... I said this was probably going to be the pivot point right here. And then it pivoted perfectly at the 0.786 line. And it was at 38.88. And I thought, you know, that 30, I think it was 38.90 actually. And I said, you know, I think that's probably the spot. That's the best that was going to happen, because originally I was looking at this right here and it just wasn't coming down. Or it was like right here. And it just wasn't coming down, but it was past 61.8. And I thought, yeah, just not the spot for me. And I know I'm getting a little bit deep into the woods here, but it didn't feel right. And then this happened at here we go, 5 a.m. I'm not doing that shit at 5 a.m. So by the time I woke up, it was already pumping again. And I just don't buy the tops. I don't like getting into something like that. Like, I don't mind if somebody says, hey, let's do this and see what happens. Throw $100 at something, but not here. Like, when I see this chart and I'm looking at it, if you would have came to me down here and said, let's throw $100 at it and see what happens. Well, cool. But when you come to me and I mean, like, there's no way, right? It doesn't make any sense to do that. Or to throw $1,000 at it, would have been on this side over here. You know what I mean? It just was a bad position overall. But I really remain bullish on it. I do think that. Oh, I can't see. There you go, you babies. Use a magnifying glass. You know how I am. You know me. Y'all know me by now. So anyway, this move was it was too much for me. And so I missed out on it, but I do remain bullish on it. I do think that, you see over here, the market cap is the one problem that we do have, by the way, on 4chan, and you should note that this is more like a Pepe. There's a market cap right here of 5.8 million, but the liquidity is only 192,000. So there are no millionaires in 4chan. There is one $100,000 heir, and then there's a bunch of mad ass people with 92,000 in liquidity left. So you do have to at least consider that as well. So, and that, by the way, is a testament of the volatility of the project as well. That's why when you look at it, you see an enormous amount of volatility on it, and no transactions, of course not. Why would there be transactions? I don't know what's going on. It might be Uniswap, but Dex Tools is not registering stuff, and now it looks like that's not registering stuff. So let's try. You know what? Let's do Dex Screener one more time and see what happens. If everybody's not registering, then it means the problem is Uniswap, by the way. Yeah, see, this is giving me a better number over here. This is telling me liquidity is 385,000. That looks way better, by the way. So I don't know what's going on with DeFind, but I mean, it doesn't change anything about it. Fundamentally, it still looks the same way, and that is this is running a little bit. So you've already got the correction coming down again. So if you wanted to short it, that is a possibility. Well, it's not about being rug, Paul. It doesn't matter. Everything is ruggable, okay? And let me promise you, everything is ruggable. Terrarium is not ruggable, but they don't have any fucking money left. The point to it is, if one person were able to right now and had enough tokens right now that they could cash out $380,000, there's no money left in the pool. There's still a $5 million. There'd be a market cap, but if you pull the liquidity out, if you start cashing out, then that's the ball game. So everything is quote unquote ruggable. At best, maybe your market cap is only 600,000. Then why is it over here on? You know what? That if that is the case, then it's being misreported over here on Dex Screener. I feel like it was being reported a little. It was reported at 5.8 over on where the hell were we? Defined just a few minutes ago. So I don't know. I mean, again, I feel more comfortable looking at it on Dex Tools, but we can't right now because who the hell knows? But I don't know. According to this, we have 385,000 in liquidity, a market cap of 5.1, and a volume of 372,000. So, and by the way, there's no way that the market cap is only 600,000 after starting off over here, because this is representative right down here of maybe 600,000 market cap on that first big run right there. So it's got to be 5 million. That doesn't make any sense. That's it. Well, it's close to that because the liquidity is actually 8% and not 10%. So, yeah, that's not exactly, all right. Well, let's do this. All right. 4chan has no market cap over here. And this is a fully diluted market cap. Well, if it's a fully diluted market cap of only 589,000 with 374,000 in volume, it also says a circulating supply here it is not reported, and it only gives a total supply. So whatever's going on 4chan right here is not correct. So whatever this is right now is not an accurate number. That fully diluted market cap is not based on actual numbers because it would be calculated based on the circulating supply. And with no circulating supply, this has to be a reported number because that's the way that it works. So the admins are reporting a 5.8 or 589,000 market cap based on 10 million, billion, jillion, trillion total supply. So yeah, no, it's like it can't be. It just can't be. It's I believe it was just pay for seem to, and that's what I'm saying. Like the number is going to be closer to the 5 million. If it's got 374,000 in trading volume and stuff like that. T-Bear says, crazy that China loosened the noose on crypto and the U.S. tightened it. Ironic. It's absolutely ironic, and it's absolutely crazy that that is happening. In fact, here's what the other place that's loosening the market is Russia. So you've got China and Russia both loosening the reins on cryptocurrency. And to be fair, I don't think that, like, I'm not in agreement 100% with everybody on what they're saying is happening with cryptocurrency because I don't think that people are seeing it. I did watch the Patrick McHenry, Gary Gensler exchange over and over again. And Gary Gensler was just trying to, and even though he was being interrupted by Patrick McHenry, who was looking for a solid answer, he didn't get one. But what Gary Gensler was trying to say is, I think that Ethereum by its own is sufficiently a commodity, but it's the people, the mediators, the in-between people, and it's the people on the in-between that matter, right? And those people in between, the Coinbase, who's running a staking program, all of those people, like those are the problems, and those are the ones that are creating a security out of it. And if you go back in time, by the way, and I don't want to get off on a rant here, but if you go back in time to I think it was 1933 when the commodities, when everything started here, and before the laws in 1946, the reason that there was a security law was because of an orange grove. And the orange grove in itself was considered to be a commodity. So as what we're talking about here is Ethereum is like the orange grove. Ethereum by itself is a commodity, but it's the people that sell you the contract to the orange grove and the oranges that are grown in that turn it into a security because they're selling you these amounts. And once they've created a contract on it, then now it's a security. So that's what they're saying, and that's what the law says. So I think that what Gary Gensler was trying to say is that he thinks that it's a commodity and not a security, and that Coinbase makes it a security, and that Binance makes it a security. A decentralized exchange makes it a commodity, right? But when you're staking it and stuff like that, then it becomes a security. Melissa says, I do have a question. Any thoughts on Crow? I did not have a good experience with Crow. I was sponsored by them. You'll notice up here that I removed all reference to them. because they reached out to me. They gave me a link. They did everything. And then like just the agent just kind of disappeared. In the meantime, my MEXC agent every day talks to me, tells me what's going on. My NordVPN, BitGet, OKX, everybody just talks to me all the time. So I think that Crow as a project is and will be fine. They just shut down their institutional. I think on the 18th of this month, they're going to shut down institutional. Or maybe there's a 16th. The 16th, by the way, if you guys have a moment at, I think it's 4 p.m., I want to say, I will be on Around the Blockchain on BitBoy Crypto's channel. So that'll be kind of neat. It'll be my first time on something real big like that. So, but I think that Crow overall is probably a great product, and I think that it's got a long. I think it's going to have a long. It's going to have a long run. I think the top was 98 cents. So it's trading, right now, I think this is a great opportunity to look, everything right now is on sale. Everything is on a discount. So right now is the time to just buy the shit out of everything. So XRP wins, and it'll set the bar for ADA algo and crypto in general. Everything hinges on that at the moment. I think that I don't know that a win for Ripple is in the cards. I do think that, so if Ripple wins, then that will be, the SEC will go absolutely bonkers and wild. They will go out of their minds, right? They will start attacking everything and everybody under every circumstance. I think that's the worst thing that could happen. The best thing that I think could happen, and by the way, this is what's going on right now. The SEC and Ripple have agreed to wait 1 week before they come back to court. They wanted a 1 week pause. I think they're trying to work out a settlement. So I think what's going to happen is that the SEC is going to back down on calling it a security. The Ripple Labs is going to agree that they should not have solicited it as an ICO. And I think they'll pay a penalty, and the SEC will be able to kind of save face a little bit. And that will allow XRP to start running. And once they've established that, then I think the worst thing, by the way, the worst thing that could possibly happen to XRP at this point will be a Coinbase listing. So just in case you guys are not aware, if Coinbase relists XRP, it is going to 30 cents. It'll go fast too. What people don't understand is how into XRP, people don't understand how into XRP some of these institutions were in the beginning. And they've been holding XRP on their books because they can't sell it in the United States. The moment they're able to sell XRP, they are going to dunk on the price, and it will go down to lows that you haven't seen in a long time. That doesn't mean that people won't buy it up pretty quickly, but those institutions are going to be looking to offload their XRP because it's been sitting on their books as dead money for 2 years now. So you can't have millions upon millions of dollars sitting as dead money. So that's not the way that it's going to work, right? So we'll see. Avoiding all questions, Cosita meme token. Okay, thanks. Thought we can have open talks. Just wanted to know stance on it, opinions. You did video on it, so that is why I asked. No big deal. I don't know that much about it. I did a video on it a while back, and they haven't come back to me or even talked to me since then. It was a meme token with a dance video. The Cosita was a cute little dance video, but I really haven't heard any kind of push from them or anything. I think they're just kind of tending to the community, and I don't think that there's anything that a lot of these places can do. I think that, and I've said this, and I think I've been pretty consistent about this. I think the only thing that's going to break out of this market when it's time is Ben, because it's doing something to try to change crypto education, crypto adoption, and legislation, and BitBoy was already working on this, so this just becomes a token that becomes part of his ecosystem. So I think that one has a chance, and I think that Pepe has a chance. Beyond that, in this new meme token market where all these memes came up, I don't know that anything has a shot. I mean, Grumpy Cat has got some real skilled and savvy individuals behind it, but it's only got 3,000 holders. I'm a holder, by the way, and I do like Grumpy Cat, but they need a move, they need a play that they haven't gotten yet. Now, it is possible that they've got something working that I don't know about. So, maybe Grumpy Cat has a nice little run. I just don't know that it makes it outside of this market yet. That's we're talking about a long time, and we're talking about a bull market that, before the bull market comes, before it really starts to run, we might be eating up some of these. I don't have to worry about the cat because the cat is in the bedroom with my son tonight because he went to bed early. My son works at like 5 o'clock in the morning. So he's a manager for not a construction, but God damn it, I don't even know the name of the company. But it's like a logistics company or something like that. And so he has to be up at 5 a.m. to do shit. So you better watch it, Selmo. God damn it. But yeah, hey, look, Selmo, you missed it, man. We're about to head to 37,000, according to Valkyrie Capital. According to all these other guys, we're about to head to 37,000, man. So you better get your $37,000 cap on because you're gonna owe me one at some point, man. Yeah. XTZ has beat the SEC in multiple cases, has already been confirmed not a security. Well, then everybody get on XTZ right now. Jonathan, right back at the whole fleet. All right. Well, that's my time, guys. It's time for me to go walk the dog. You know what I mean? Time to go walk the dog. And this is not financial advice. Man, believes I'm always right. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much that you take the time to come in and say hi to me and hang out with me for this period of time. Is not lost on deaf ears. And by the way, I'm thinking about changing up some of the content that we do here in the evening to try to be a little bit more fun and a little bit more engaging, like maybe give away some stuff and shit like that. Hell yeah, I would. But I think we might do something a little different. We'll do news during the course of the day. And then when we get to the nighttime, man, we'll just have some party. We'll just have a little bit of fun and see how it goes. But anyway, we will talk to you again for breakfast in the morning. Make sure that you tune in and make sure you hit the like button. Helps me out tremendously.
Whoa, another shot of the bullet. Loaded, got complex, cocking and pulling. That bottleneck look like the Loch Ness. What are we doing? I'm about to fall out, boy, in the proofs and the pudding. So, can we forget about the things I said when I was strong?